think I don't see you redecorating.
And how are your
Mom. Oh, honey. think I don't see you?
Fine, how are your
Oh, honey.
All right, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for attending today. We are excited to get going and we're gonna just dive right in. So our presentation today, we're gonna go over reverse mortgages in general, how they work, how they can work for you in your situation, if you have a situation similar to some of our stories, and just really give you the truth about how reverse mortgages actually work, how they work now, throughout your retirement, how they work for your heirs. Let's dive right in. A lot of misconceptions about this product, and it's a really hot topic today. So I appreciate that you're on here to learn. That's all we're doing today is learning about the product. If you'd like to learn more for your specific situation afterwards, we're going to have some options for you. So hang tight, but let's just dive right in and take a look at everything that we're talking about today. Today, we're talking about making the rest of your life the best of your life with a custom fit reverse mortgage. There are both private and government programs for the reverse mortgages that allow you to stop losing money on your mortgage payment every single month and put more cash into your pocket so you can retire in ease and comfort and less worry. Hopefully, no worry. But first, before we go there, I have a question. Have you maybe been told you can't retire yet? Have you worried that you won't have enough when you do? Maybe you're facing mountains of financial debt, scared you won't be able to support yourself financially in your aging years. And this is a big one that people don't talk about. Maybe you're afraid of outliving the money that you do have. Maybe your adult kids are telling you you need to sell and move. That's a common one. If so, don't worry. I'm going to put your financial fears at ease after this brief video. I want to give you a little perspective on this.
Doris' house. She is getting up there. She's got to be ready to sell.
We wouldn't have to do a thing.
No, we'd have so much more space.
Yeah, Doris is still pretty spry. She's not going anywhere. So get off her lawn.
I don't think she's ready to sell.
No.
Retire in the home you love with the CHIP reverse.
Christina, you're on mute.
Thanks, Stuart. Okay, so I add a little bit of humor in. That's a Canadian-based reverse mortgage company. So if you're in Canada, reach out to them. If you're not, reach out to us if you're in America. But what's really important here is that you are in a unique position and others around you, typically younger people, they don't understand all of what goes into your life decisions. They don't need to, but you need to. And so we're going to give you enough information today so that you can be educated on this option. And maybe you use it for yourself. Maybe you just bring it up at coffee and help correct some of the misconceptions out there, and your friend ends up in a much better situation. In any case, our whole goal is to educate here. Now, we talk about our custom fit reverse mortgages. Now, this is important because not every reverse mortgage is a custom fit. In fact, most of the quotes that I see come across my desk that we're being asked to compete with, they're not custom fit at all. and they're not the right fit for the client. So you really want to make sure you're working with somebody who will do a custom fit reverse mortgage for you. We can do that. We're brokers. We have relationships with all the lenders and all their different products. As I've mentioned, there's government reverse mortgages, there's non-government reverse mortgages. We're going to help fit you into the right one. It's not a one size fits all. Sometimes it's not even a fit, and we'll tell you that too. So some of the reasons that people do a custom fit reverse mortgage: of course, get cash from your home, but you keep ownership and make no monthly payments. Or, little known, you make flexible monthly payments. I like that a little better because most people want to still make a little bit of a payment if they can, but you don't have to. You pay your monthly bills and create financial breathing room each month. Stop losing money on a mortgage payment every month, right? The way your regular mortgage, your 30-year fixed mortgage works, you pay the money, they say thank you, and they don't give it back. With a reverse mortgage, if you pay the money in the right structured program, because not all of them work the same, but if we structure it correctly for you, you can pay that money and then get it back out when you need it through a line of credit that is automatically part of your reverse mortgage. You can retire sooner than expected. You can keep your independence, which is everybody's dream. That's one of my guiding principles, because I watched my own grandfather not be able to keep his independence, and a reverse mortgage would have been the perfect solution for him. Unfortunately, he passed before reverse moves were common, before I was in a state to be able to help him with that. You're going to be able to help your kids buy a home. There's a lot of millennials living in their parents' homes, and you can help them buy their own. And then you have two appreciating assets. You can cover medical expenses. Prescriptions are getting more expensive, and in-home care services are astronomical. But science shows us that if you can do an in-home care service instead of moving to a care facility, people age better because they're in the home they know and love and they're comfortable. It's a common use. We get a lot of adult children looking for help there. Collect any new monthly paycheck from the mortgage company to use as you please. So this is important. The proceeds are not earmarked for anything. It's your equity in your home. You can use it as you see fit. Pay off high interest credit card debt. Credit card debt is like 13% interest to 30% interest. The interest rates we're talking about here are under 10%. Do you think it might be smart to move that high interest debt you've been carrying for a long time into something in a lower interest rate? It is a very good move for most people who have that sort of debt. Retire with ease and comfort. Relieve financial strain and pressure. Hire help for around the house. Maybe you want to take a big vacation. Most people just want to make sure they're not going to be a burden to their family and friends, and they're going to be taken care of. You can set up your spouse to be taken care of if and when you pass away. If you're the financially savvy spouse, this is what we see a lot of the time, putting this in place before one of you passes, and then it becomes a harder battle to figure out alone. Enjoy your retirement and actually enjoy your golden years as you're meant to. So this webinar is for you if you need quick and lasting relief from current financial stress. If you're retired or looking to retire, but not sure if you can or will ever be able to. If you've ever worried about being able to support yourself financially in your later years. If you've accumulated large amounts of debt, we just talked about that. Maybe you know that Social Security isn't what it used to be. We all know that. And you're not sure it will be enough to live on comfortably. Social Security is not supposed to be your only retirement. It's supposed to be a third of it. So if you're using Social Security as your only retirement source, well, this is a really good webinar for you to be on. You've been worried about being a burden to your family members. Who doesn't worry about that? The cold, hard reality is that 34% of people have no retirement savings at all in America. And even most of those, they don't have enough. 51% of seniors have no pension coverage. 62% of baby boomers do not have enough to retire on. 64% of people on Social Security, that makes up at least half of their income. And as we just discussed, it's only supposed to take up a third. It's not supposed to be the bedrock of your retirement financial planning. With the cost of Medicare increasing and things are getting tougher and tougher, and the cost of living is rising across the country. I mean, gas prices today are just astronomical. So I know this seems like it's all doom and gloom, and it kind of can be, but that's not what we're here for today. We're here for some hope. I have good news. Don't worry. If you're here, you found yourself here because this may be a good option for you, or maybe it's a good option for someone in your life. I'll show you how to relieve all of your financial worries and concerns here in a minute. But first, I need you to get into this. I want you to imagine living the rest of your retirement with financial ease. You're going to enjoy your hard earned, well deserved golden years traveling and spending time with the grandkids, living in retirement lifestyle that you've always dreamed about. You've worked a long time for this. And it's such a bummer to get to retirement and realize it's not exactly what you thought it would be, but it can be. Maybe it's getting a fun toy like a big RV and road tripping across the country like you've always wanted to. Or maybe it's really just creating more financial breathing room, not having to worry about stressing on the future, not thinking, how am I going to be able to do this? Whatever the lifestyle you desire, whatever your goals, we can help you get there. Our mission is to make sure you never feel like a burden to your family, but instead you're able to leave them a legacy you're proud of. Yes, with a reverse mortgage. Interestingly enough, there's a study that shows if you do a reverse mortgage early, rather than waiting till the last minute and you've already used the rest of your assets, you can actually leave a larger legacy. That's super counterintuitive, and it's really important information. Reverse mortgages are not talked about enough. We're here to change that. We're going to help you create financial safety net that allows you to relax and sleep soundly at night, knowing that your financial needs are taken care of. This one's huge. One of my past clients that is the most memorable for me, she was under a lot of financial stress as well as other stress. She was going through cancer treatments at the time. With doing her reverse mortgage, she said she was able to focus on her recovery and her treatment and take the stress off, and she beat cancer. She attributes that to doing the reverse mortgage. This is pretty powerful stuff, guys. Sounds good, right? Here's the best part. This lifestyle and security you want is not out of reach. In fact, it's available to anybody who owns a home and is over the age of 60, no matter your situation and background. You have the power. You bought this home and invested in one of the best investments you've ever made because it has appreciated quite a lot. So one of the misconceptions people always talk about is, oh, I worked so hard paying off my mortgage, and I'm sure you did. However, there's been a magical gift from our fairy godmothers of appreciation. And that magical gift is the smart investment that you created for yourself so you can do this option in your retirement years. All right, before we get into Eileen, we're going to watch one more of those funny videos.
Great, thanks. Actually, I just moved them into a retirement community. I could put you in touch.
Let me consult my wife. I like him. But we're not moving.
Yeah. Oh, I see why you like this guy.
Retire in the home you love with a CHIP reverse mortgage from a home equity.
As we said before, those are Canadian commercials. I just think they're hilarious, and I don't have the budget to make that kind of commercial, but someday I hope to. So we're just borrowing the Canadians' humor for now. All right, meet Eileen. When she came to us, Eileen was only 63 years old, but she was in a unique situation. She had just retired, and she quickly realized that Social Security was not going to be enough to make it month to month. And this isn't what she expected. She worked her whole life to get to retirement and was really excited to retire. And only a few months into retirement, she started looking at everything and said, okay, I need some help here. So we met with Eileen. We got on a call and we really look to understand the situation. We don't just look to understand the financials, but we need to understand, is this a good home for you? Do you have a social network nearby? Do you have healthcare nearby? Do you have transportation? All of the other things are also important for this decision, because if the home was not the right fit, then we shouldn't be doing a reverse. We should be selling and buying with a reverse instead of refinancing. We'll get into the details of that later. But anyway, she was worried she wouldn't qualify because her situation was quite unique. She'd been told by a few people they couldn't do her loan. Luckily, she didn't give up. Thank you, Eileen. She found us. Using our expertise, we were able to get her an amazing reverse mortgage, and it delivers her far more money than she thought possible. So Eileen now has more money every single month. She has no mortgage payment. She has financial peace and rests easy at night, and more freedom to spend time with family and living out her dreams in her retirement. One thing I should have included on this slide was that Eileen wanted a dog, but she didn't want to have a dog if she couldn't cover the large medical bills that sometimes happen. With this, Eileen was able to feel comfortable enough to get a dog. So that's a definite lifestyle thing. Here's a word of thank you from Eileen. Thank you to Reverse Loan Solutions for all your hard work you put in the refinance on my reverse mortgage. I don't have a typical suburban house, which made it difficult to appraise. They went out of their way to get me the best deal with the most income. Life is good again. Thank you. Thank you. That to me is why we do this. See, today's government-backed program and private reverse mortgages, there's more than one type. It's really much easier than you think to create your financial independence, just like Eileen did. You just need a guide. We're here to guide you. To get your custom reverse mortgage, all you need to do is be at least 60 years or older, be a homeowner, and have enough equity in the home. We'll help you do the math on this. It's a moving target when interest rates move. So if you've looked into a reverse in the past and you got tied to a certain number of money you could get, know that those numbers are not applicable today because your home has appreciated. You may have aged a little bit older and interest rates are different. So do look into it and we'll get you new numbers if you want to look at it again today. But the most important thing is don't disqualify yourself. We will run the numbers for you. Now you might be asking yourself, well, aren't reverse mortgages risky? A very, very common train of thought. And that comes from a few different places, but there's 6 really common misconceptions or myths that I want to go over today. Number 1, the most common one I hear is the lender will own my home. And that's absolutely not true. This is a mortgage, just like the mortgage you may currently have, which is a lien on title. You are on title as the owner. This is simply a lien. The difference is they don't require you to make monthly payments. They have you pay it off at the end when you're ready or when you pass. Myth number 2, the reverse mortgage requires that I make monthly mortgage payments. Again, you don't have to, but you can. We call them flexible payments because the way it works is if you mail a check in, of course they'll cash it. And depending on your structure, if you have a line of credit, that will actually add to the line of credit. If you don't have a line of credit, then that will just bring the loan balance down, go towards interest and principal. But if you send in a check, they'll cash it. If you stop sending in checks, they don't call, they don't care. You never commit to any schedule. This really puts the homeowner back in control of their finances. And we see that a lot. People will make payments through their early years of retirement and then have some sort of life event or medical event, and they'll need that money back. And so they pull that from the line of credit. Not an option with a regular mortgage, which is why I don't believe a regular mortgage is a good thing in retirement years. Myth number 3, the reverse mortgage must be paid back after 30 years or when I turn 100. Not true. People think because regular mortgages are typically 30 years that a reverse is as well. And that's not true. The reverse mortgage is actually due at what we call maturity events. The most common ones, when you sell your home, and you can sell at any time, there's no prepayment penalties. When you move out of your home permanently, a reverse mortgage is meant for owner-occupied properties. If you were to stop paying your taxes, your property taxes, or your homeowner's insurance, or any other property charges, maybe if you have flood insurance required, or if you have an HOA, you need to maintain those payments. That's part of home ownership, but you don't have to make the actual mortgage payment. So make sure that you're paying those items. That's required on any mortgage. It's just really important with the reverse to talk about it because we're making that mortgage payment go away. Myth number 4, to qualify, my home must be debt-free and paid off or free and clear. Not true at all. The majority of the reverse mortgages I do We are helping someone pay off their existing mortgage and refinance into a reverse mortgage so that those payments become flexible for them. Now, if your home is free and clear, you can still do it, and you'll just have more flexibility with the proceeds or the line of credit or the monthly payment that you choose. And again, that's the custom fit. So you want an expert to walk you through all of your options here. Myth number 5, if I do a reverse mortgage, I will leave nothing for my kids. Big misconception in most markets. So truth, your kids will still inherit the home like usual. They will simply repay the lender the amount they'll lien when they sell the home. Now, when we actually look at numbers, you'll see there is equity left in most markets. If you're in a market where the appreciation is negative or zero, well, then it's going to be how long are you going to live? If you live to be 110, well, that equity might have dwindled. But if you only live another 7, 10, 15 years, most of those projections we are seeing still have significant equity for heirs. Myth number 6, if I get a reverse mortgage, then I'm stuck and I can't ever sell my home or refinance. Not true. It's a mortgage. You're on title. You can do with it what you want. If you want to sell your home, you can. If you want to refinance into a different kind of mortgage, I don't know why you would. Those mortgages all require a payment, but it's an option. So you just know that you're not stuck if you do this. I'll give you more details on this in a minute, but first let me tell you a little bit about myself and how I can help make the rest of your life the best of your life. I'm Christina Harmes Hika. I'm rated one of the top reverse mortgage experts in the country. I speak on it really regularly. This is all I do. Here at Reverse Loan Solutions, we have mastered the reverse mortgage process to make it simple, easy, and fast for you, which are not typical words you hear with other reverse mortgage companies. It takes some time when you don't know what you're doing, but when you really know this stuff, you can do it quickly. We're on a mission to help homeowners retire in comfort and ease of their own home. And this is my passion. I have dedicated my entire career to this. This is the reason I get up in the morning. I help people just like you get educated, get the truth about how this thing works and if it might be a fit for you or someone you love, and when it's not, too. I'll be very frank about that. My team and I approach every reverse mortgage in a unique way to make sure you get exactly what you want and need. So on your first call, you're going to be asked a lot of questions, and you will help to start understand if this is a fit for you too through those questions. So what exactly is a reverse mortgage? Well, as the name implies, it's a mortgage, but in reverse. Why is it in reverse? Because you don't have to make payments. In fact, you can actually receive payments from the mortgage if you wanted to. You don't have to do it that way, though. There are options. Custom fit again. The mortgage company can even make monthly payments to you, or you can access cash now as a lump sum or set up a line of credit. Now, the line of credit is a beautiful option. Line of credit actually grows and it doesn't close. So if you've looked at other options, they're not the same. The reverse line of credit is a very unique thing, and it's a beautiful thing. You can use your reverse mortgage money as you see fit. So if you have other debt you want to pay off, maybe you need a new car, maybe you need to do repairs on the home, the sky's the limit for what you need money for in your life. I'm not going to tell you what that is. All right, really simple. So how do I get one of these things? Step 1, book your free custom fit reverse mortgage strategy call after this video. The details are coming up shortly. Step 2, we'll help you craft the perfect reverse mortgage game plan that helps you get the right reverse mortgage for your specific needs while avoiding any risks. We take into account things that you're sensitive to as well. We hold your hand the whole way through, making sure you're comfortable and know what's going on every step of the way. We honestly become friends most of the time through this process. So within about a month or 2, you can actually retire worry-free. Or if you're already retired, you can stop sending so much money out of your house every month. Leave that in your retirement accounts to grow. Right now, we're in a down market for the stock market. I believe it's about 20% down from the beginning of the year. One of the strategies with financial planners that we work with is to not pull from those assets while they're down, to use the reverse mortgage instead, so that you're not pulling on assets that can't grow once the stock market climbs back up. So that's a unique thing we're seeing right now. It's a very good strategy. So why go with a custom fit reverse mortgage? Well, personally, I like everything to be custom fit because it's for me in my specific situation. I don't really like blanket financial information or advice. It doesn't help a lot of the time to do generic things from my specific situation. And in reverse mortgages, that's even more true. This is not a one size fits all. It's not necessarily a one size fits everyone. Sometimes we tell people this is just isn't a fit, sorry. And then we'll refer you to a profession who may be able to help better. We actually do a custom strategy session. We determine if this is the best possible path for you. We'll eliminate and explain the potential risks to your plan, and that makes us unique. Other reverse mortgage people will just give you your quote that may or may not be exactly what you're looking for, and that's just what they say or how it works. Well, that's typically because they don't understand how to actually structure to meet your exact needs. We thrive doing that. This is all we do. All right, qualifying basics. This is a lot of text. I'm going to watch one more of those videos and take a little sip of water, and then we'll dive right into it.
Decorating this place with your eyes every time you come over. So, you don't think that my old knees are reliable enough to get me back and forth to my bedroom, but they seem to be okay for chasing your little firecrackers around the house when you need a break. Living in a whole building full of people my own age? I don't think so. I tried that once back in my college dorm. All I got were crowded bathrooms and no sleep. So you think the monetary value of my home is worth more than my own happiness? I'll keep that in mind when I'm writing out the next birthday check. Are you kidding? I moved from a house full of rowdy brothers into a house full of rowdy children. I have earned every second of this peace and quiet, which, by the way, this conversation is eating into. So after living my whole life in the city, you want me to move into the country. What am I going to do there? Churn my own butter?
All right, I love Doris. She's hilarious. And quite frankly, I hope that I'm as direct as she is when I'm her age. All right, so some qualifying basics. Get out your notepad and your pen. There are different types of reverse mortgages. Some programs, depending on your state and your eligibility, some programs will allow the youngest borrower to be age 55. Other programs, the youngest borrower can be age 60. The other programs, the age has to be 62. Now, that's at least one borrower. If you have a spouse who is younger, we can accommodate. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Let's get back to our place in the slides. Just kick me out for just a second. All right. We're almost there. Sorry about that, guys. Hang with me. All right. You need at least around 50% equity, but the reality is it's not a straight LTV. So on other mortgages you may have had, it was, 80% LTV or 70% loan to value. That's the number. In reverse, it actually doesn't work that way. We don't even use that language. The way the loan amounts work in reverse is it's a combination of the youngest borrower's age, your home's value, the program that we're using, and then interest rates. And right now, interest rates are the biggest factor for figuring out what your loan amount will be. Interest rates are bouncing around a little bit. And so if you're looking at a reverse, you want to look at it not just at the time that you're considering it, also at the time you're ready to move forward. Get your numbers updated. And of course, if you're working with us, we will do that automatically. 1 to 4 units may qualify. I love this. I have 2 clients who've done this. They had a home that had other units on it, and now they have rental income coming in from those other units, but no mortgage payment. So they may qualify as long as one homeowner lives in one of the units. Some manufactured homes and some condos will qualify. We have loan amounts up to $4 million, property values up to $10 million. Now, this is what we're seeing, is that the wealthier clients are seeing what an amazing financial tool this is for retirement, and they're starting to use them. So we are seeing a lot of these higher dollar amounts as well. Poor credit or no credit score may still qualify. If you haven't filed your tax returns, a lot of the time we can qualify without tax returns. Low income may still qualify. It helps if you have a lot of equity too. Requirements of the loan. Homeowner must stay current on all property charges. So homeowner's insurance, property taxes, any applicable HOA payments. They must live in the home as their primary residence 6 months plus 1 day of every year. Maintain the home to FHA health and safety standards. The mortgage is due to be paid back when the last borrower or non-borrowing spouse passes away or moves out of the home permanently, the home is sold, or the borrower or the non-borrowing spouse doesn't keep up on their property charges. Let me show you a couple of ways reverse can dramatically improve your financial future. So we're going to talk about David in scenario 1 here. David is 65. He owns a home that's worth $750,000. He still owes a mortgage of $300,000. That's a decent payment. His monthly payment is $1,480, due every month, right? You can't skip a month on that kind of mortgage. So he calls Reverse Loan Solutions and takes a reverse mortgage, which we pay off his $300,000 mortgage, so he no longer has to make that monthly mortgage payment. And he also takes a lump sum of $40,000. He uses that $40,000 to pay off $25,000 of credit card debt, and then $15,000 to replace the roof on his house. David's in such a better situation. He's got a new roof. He's got no credit card debt. He just lowered his monthly mortgage payment to 0. He's in a much better financial situation. Now, let's take David and show a different way. And this is where custom reverse mortgage fitting makes a difference. Because what if he had a different situation? So David's still 65, same home, worth $750,000. We're paying off the $300,000 mortgage. Make the mortgage payment go away. But this time, David decides to receive monthly payments. So now, instead of setting up that lump sum to pay off the debt and fix the roof, instead he needs a little extra money each month. So we set up a $400 monthly payment to him that pays him for as long as he lives in the home. And that's deposited to his bank account the same day every month reliably. Now that was only $400, but let's take a look at the math. That's almost $2,000 a month. That's $22,000 a year. Do you think saving $22,000 a year from your other retirement assets, or maybe you don't have other retirement assets, might this make a difference for you? Makes a difference for all of our clients. What would your life look like if you could keep an extra $1,000, $1,500, or even $2,000 a month? That would go a long way in today's rising cost environment. Might you be able to sleep better at night? Travel more, have family over, just stop worrying. That's a really common one I hear, is just the worry. Reverse Loan Solutions has a custom fit advantage. Now, the cost to do this can be as low as $125 out of pocket. You pay off your current mortgage. We pay off high interest credit card debt. Take a lump sum, create a monthly cash flow option, take out a line of credit. Mix and match different payment strategies, because again, this is not a one size fits all. This is a custom for you solution. We will help create that custom fit game plan with you. So why is it so important? The custom fit reverse mortgage is the solution for retired and retiring homeowners. It's not a good solution for anybody younger than that because they can't qualify, but specifically during retirement. So we get questioned a lot on, why don't I just do a HELOC, which is a home equity line of credit? Now, there's some drawbacks to having one of these during retirement years that are pretty significant. If you've had one in your working years, typically that's not a big deal. You're working and your income is continuing to increase, so the payment of that HELOC does increase with your income increasing, and that can fit, although it's not always a fit. HELOCs can be frozen. Whenever the bank decides to do this, it means you can't pull the money when it's needed. With the reverse mortgage FHA HECM line of credit, that line of credit is not able to be frozen. So at the time that you need that money the most, it's available. Many people use their HELOC and exhaust their full line of credit within 5 to 6 years. And that's leaving you back in a worse spot, because now not only did you use all that equity, but now you have a much higher payment. And where are you getting the money to pay that if you've already pulled what you could from the mortgage? Refi or cash out options have required monthly payments too, and they're just not a great solution. They're kind of a band-aid, not a full remedy for retirement. This is a retirement planning tool. This is not just a band-aid solution. All right, let's talk about Karen. When Karen came to us, she was more than a little hesitant because she had heard a horror story from somebody about a reverse mortgage situation 10 years ago. That 10 years is important. The reverse mortgage program has had a lot more protections built in and a lot of advantages to it. One of the things is that we don't lend large loan amounts. And so what that means is if your home is worth $700,000, we can't lend you all $700,000. So don't come in expecting that. But what that means is that you'll still have equity in the future. So we're balancing what you need today and preserving the home's equity for the future. In any case, we showed her how with the new laws and rules and the types of reverse mortgages, that risk that she was worried about had been eliminated. We did her strategy call, and she determined that a reverse mortgage was actually exactly what she was looking for, and it would relieve her financial stress. Within 90 days, Karen's reverse mortgage was all wrapped up and she had her check in hand. She used her newfound wealth to fly her family in, something she talked about as if it was never going to possibly happen. And then when she finished, she was celebrating and said, you know what? I am going to do that. They would love that. I would love that. I'm not getting any younger. Let's just do it. And she was able to, and it didn't put a huge stress on her to be able to do that because now she had the funds. Equally important, now she doesn't have to worry about money for the rest of her retirement. And we all know that's priceless. This is a little thank you from Karen. I'll let you read that. I'll take a sip of my water here. All right, now that you've seen how a reverse mortgage works, you understand you could use one and how it could create the retirement lifestyle of your dreams. You're left with two options. One, do nothing and hope everything works out. As you saw from the statistics I showed you, the odds aren't looking very good. And to be honest, it breaks my heart when I see people have the dream of retiring for so long and they think they can't do it. But the reality is you can. You just have to look into this option. Of course, they think they can't without ever looking into this option. So I applaud you for being here today. There's no place like home. You have the power. This is an empowering process. This is an empowering product. It puts you back in control. Pay the mortgage when you want to. Don't pay it. Use the line of credit when you want to. Don't use it. It's there. There's just so many amazing options for creating the financial flexibility and ease that you should have and you deserve in retirement. And personally, if you haven't gotten this already, I'm on a mission to help as many people as I can stay in the home they love while accessing the financial security they've already created for themselves through home ownership. That is likely the best investment you've ever made. How are we going to ignore it during retirement? Most people can't. And that's why reverse mortgages are becoming so much more popular today. And you're seeing them in the news. You're seeing your friends get them. That's one of the reasons. So option number 2, do something. At least look into how a reverse mortgage can work for you. Schedule your free custom fit reverse strategy call, and we'll help you create your specific game plan. We'll also tell you if it's not a fit. So this is my little pin here, certified reverse mortgage professional. We know a bit more than your average loan officer when it comes to reverse mortgages. This is the highest designation in the industry. There's only about 200 of us in the country. So when you talk about getting a reverse mortgage, you really want to look into somebody who has the CRMP's designation. Now, I lead my team with that. Most of my team are not CRMPs yet. It's a very hard test to pass. You have to have a lot of experience. So we're getting there, but know that there are just not that many, and we're guiding everything we do with the CRMP ethics in mind. This is a strategy call. It's absolutely free, and if we don't think a reverse is a good fit for you, we'll tell you. We've done that many times. It's not a sales call. This is to understand your situation, help us get into your world, and see if a reverse might have a place in it. The most important thing is to be an action taker. Don't hesitate any longer. Rates are rising, which means now is the time to book your call. All right, you're saying, okay, Christina, I'm convinced. What do I do next? We want you to reach out to us, Reverse Loan Solutions at 805-301-1933. There we go. It's coming across the bottom. We have an email as well, Team Christina at Reverse Loan Solutions. And I or one of my amazing loan officers on my team will help figure out if a reverse might be a fit and educate you, answer all of your questions. We're really open. We're really honest here. I don't think we have any questions coming through. What a thorough conversation too. So if you have questions, reach out to us. We're happy to answer them. Now, join us for our next webinar on how to buy a home with a reverse mortgage. And we forgot to update the date on that one, but that'll be in about a month. So if you want to reach out to me personally, I'll get you the link to register. You can also go to reverseloansolutions.com/webinar, and that will have you register for the next one, see the dates. All right, everyone. I super appreciate your time today. I hope this has been educational, and we look forward to talking with you.